Hey guys, this is Gaijin Hunter and welcome to my top 5 weapon series from Monster Hunter Generations. In this video we'll be taking a look at the Lance. Note that in Monster Hunter Generations there are dozens of final form weapons that cover everything you can possibly want, from every element to slots, no slots, good sharpness, bad sharpness, you name it. So finding the best of the best is actually an impossible task. These are just the personal favorites that I used and I really enjoyed, so if you're having any trouble coming up with some endgame goals, maybe this can give you a hint. Go ahead and let me know down in comments which weapons that you found to be your favorite to give everybody else some more choices. Okay, let's jump in. Okay, first up, and you're going to see this in a lot of videos, but the Hellblade Granat weapons are unbelievable. These are kind of like the Brachydios weapons in Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. So it sports natural white sharpness without the need of the sharpness plus skill, 200 attack, 5% affinity, and 25 blast, which on a weapon like the Lance, which hits a lot, that is a lot of blast. This weapon is fabulous. It doesn't have a lot of white, but if you pair it with the Hunter Arc that is absolute evade with the battle, where you'll do an evade and you'll sharpen your weapon at the same time, and also with Razor Sharp, I think you can maintain white the entire hunt. Oh shit. The next up is the Silverwind Narga Kuga's weapon, the Radiant Shower. Now, in case you guys don't know, the Deviant weapons are special in that they're a real pain to level up, but they do have a special characteristic that when you use a Deviant weapon, it charges your Hunter Arc gauge by 25% faster than any other weapon, so that's the reason why these are so popular. The Radiant Shower sports good attack at 190, 15% affinity, but look at the white. The white is nice and long, so you can definitely use this weapon without the stress of having to sharpen it often. Very cool. Next up is the Sedition weapon, the Hadad Sedition. Now, when you guys get to the Sedition weapons and you start upgrading it, you'll notice that they now have two paths. One of them is a normal Sedition and the other one is the Hyper Sedition. Definitely go for the blue or the higher rare one, which is the Hyper versions. This is the Hyper version. It sports 180 attack, which is a little low, but its 10% affinity, has 2 slots, which is huge for a Lance. And remember, with the Sedition weapons, every time you do a certain amount of evades, it will naturally recover some of your sharpness. So pair this up with Razor Sharp and you'll be good to go. Next up is one of my favorite monsters in the entire series, which is the Alatreon. Now this monster won't unlock until you hit HR 70, so even I don't have this weapon quite yet, but it is possible to get it late in the game. The Alatreon Gleam not only looks very cool, but sports super long white sharpness naturally, 180 attack, 28 dragon, and 2 slots. So even though if you're hunting a monster that isn't weak against dragon, you might want to use the Granat weapons, but it's still pretty good because it has the white sharpness in the slots, so it's very versatile. And the final one, and this next to the Granat one, I think this is the best Lance hands down in the entire game, is the Spiked Javelin. This is actually the final form of the weapon that you get if you upgrade the Iron Lance. So this is like a beginner game weapon, but if you upgrade it all the way, it'll have 240 attack and super long green. 240 attack is insane. As you saw with the white weapons, they don't reach anywhere near that amount of attack, and nice long green means that if you use Mind's Eye with this weapon, you can hunt the entire game with green sharpness and high attack. Now this is also really good because of the new skill called Blunt Edge, which is a very easy skill to skill in that gives green sharpness plus 15 attack, so it's like a freer, cheaper attack up medium. When you go ahead and pair this with something like the Guard Rage, which raises your attack by I believe 30%, look at what happens. 379 attack, that is broken strong. And now 2 honorable mentions for Lances that I just like. I think they're really funny. The first one has to be the Hyper Vacuum. This, if you can't tell, is designed to be a toilet plunger. It only has 120 attack, it sports white sharpness because hey, plungers are strong, 34 water, which is pretty good, and 2 slots. What is the real kicker though is the description of the weapon, which says, "The Janitor is the nickname awaiting those who take up the Vacuum Striker's final form." Too good. And my final honorable mention, which I also gave in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, is the Sharq Attaq, because come on, running around with a giant shark and a shield that looks like the Do Not Swim sign, you can't get much better than that. It sports 160 attack, 15 defense, affinity, 25 water, and 2 slots, so it's not shabby for just once you get into mid-high rank, I think, so cool weapon. Go ahead and let me know down in comments which endgame Lances that you found that you really enjoyed. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and thank you for watching. And until next time, happy hunting.